Time to pull out your best duck face, pouty look, or smize. Today is National Selfie Day. Yep, that's a thing. These are not quick blurbs where we spout traffic reports and accident stats at you. We aim to dig deeper and make a difference. After all, we live here too, and so do those we love. We got in the College World Series game tonight. Some people were worried after we saw rain and some storms moving through. Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Zeppelin is here with what to expect overnight too. Jen?
Yeah, Jenny.
Tonight marks the start of the final series in this year's College World Series. And this year, the top two teams are undefeated in CWS play, Vanderbilt versus Michigan. It's exciting, isn't it? The game is just getting started. Reporter Phil Bergman is live at TD Ameritrade Park with a quick look at how these two teams got here. Phil? I was sitting, scrolling through social media like we all do so many times a day when I stopped on this photo. A woman wrote, "Today I am thankful I have an office where I can breastfeed my baby." The post talked about a pro-family work balance. Interested, I gave the company a call and met the mom and baby in the photo for today's Your Family Now. Over the past 3 years, these ladies have knitted hundreds of knitted knockers. They come in different cup sizes. Now, once they're done being knitted, they're filled just with this regular fiber fill here. These then fit in any regular bra.
50 years ago, do you know any of the goals you had 50 years ago? Have you hit them? What were they?
Well, I didn't really have, my goals were really to do as well as I could managing money for other people.
This is KMTV 3 News Now, live at 10.
Justice has been served, thank you, Lord. Those words posted on a page set up by the family of Sidney Loof. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Griswold. Aubrey Trail is now a convicted murderer. 3 News Now reporter John Kipper shows us the jury did not take long to deliver its verdict of guilty in the first degree, which could mean the death penalty. We have more information from today's trial on our website, 3newsnow.com. There is a special tab dedicated to the Aubrey Trail trial. Click it and you can see all of our coverage and continue to follow it through his sentencing. We do want to note that Bailey Boswell is also charged with first-degree murder. She has entered a not guilty plea in the death of Sidney Loof. Boswell's trial is set to start in October in Saline County. Social media, we use it daily, and we don't always think about the negative effects it can have. A recent post about Nebraska crossing outlets has been circulating on social media, and it's completely false. The post states that someone is injecting women with drugs in the bathrooms at the outlets. This isn't the first time the mall has been the subject of false reports online. Something similar happened last year.
The last time it went out on Twitter.
To make sure you aren't sharing false information, always check the source of the information. The mall assures customers the shopping center is safe.
KMTV 3 News Now, live at 6.
Now at 6, the case of an uncertified midwife charged in a baby's death has grabbed attention and raised questions. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Griswold. The uncertified midwife helped deliver a breech baby in a home birth. That baby died soon after. Ruta Olsenida looked into certified and uncertified midwives and what training and experience they need to help expecting mothers. Midwife services are offered all throughout the country but have different restrictions by state. Angela Hawk is scheduled for a preliminary hearing in early August. American fans are getting used to winning, and the team is fueling the passion of young players. Reporter Phil Bergman went out to see how the women's national team is inspiring female athletes here in Omaha. Part of the reason U.S. soccer is at the top of the soccer world is women's soccer has been a mainstay in the country for 30-plus years now. And Phil joins me now. This team is clearly making a difference on the field, but players are really actively working to go beyond that, too. We've heard a lot about the gender gap. These women aren't getting paid as much as their counterparts playing for the men's team, and they're fighting against that. What kind of impact are they having on that front?
This is going to be something that's going to...
You may love the bright colors that light up the sky on the 4th of July holiday, but those loud bangs can be tough on your pets. The Nebraska Humane Society recommends insulating them from the light and sound if possible. Maybe put them in a basement or a room without windows. If they like their crate, you might want to put them in there with a toy to distract them. The Humane Society urges you not to take your pets to any fireworks shows. The stress can cause your pet to run away or act out. A father is golfing in 50 states in 50 days to raise money for type 1 diabetes awareness and research through JDRF. Pete Crozier golfed around at Omaha Country Club today. The Ohio man's dad died 20 years ago from complications of type 2 diabetes. His son Gavin was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was 4. Crozier wants people to know the grind of diabetes.
People who have it deal with exhaustion and stress and anxiety and the unknown and sleepless nights, and that's kind of what this has been. I mean, this journey isn't a golf vacation. It's kind of a metaphor for what people with diabetes face.
He's only on day 30 and has raised $33,000. His goal is $50,000 by day 50. He seems to be making good progress toward that goal. If you plan on going to the Henry Doorly Zoo, you can check out the newest additions to the sea lion family. 9-year-old Gemini had pups on June 12th, and 10-year-old Coco had a pup on June 18th. They're now all on display at the ONC Lion Pavilion with their father, Chino. Here are some pictures of the pups. So adorable. Visitors will notice water has drained from their pool. It will remain low until they learn how to swim in deeper water. Oh, cuteness. A new sea lion habitat, Sea Lion Shores, is set to open at the zoo in 2020.
Years ago, Omaha was coming to grips with a stunning reality that a gunman opened fire at Westroads Mall. He killed 8 people, wounded 4 others, then turned the gun on himself.
Fred Wilson survived the shooting. The now 71-year-old does not have bad feelings when he's in Von Mar. Wilson still goes there to shop. We recently went there with him as he remembered the lives lost.
I heard the gunshot.
Fear, sadness, confusion. The faces of people who walked into a war zone, armed with Christmas cheer, shopping bags, and a customer service smile. During a time of giving, tomorrow was stolen for 8 people, shattered for so many more.
This was my department. This is where I worked.
Fred Wilson walked us through Von Mar, where he worked for years before December 5th, 2007, and for years after.
You were standing right behind there?
Behind the gift wrap counter, yes. And thought I was somewhat hidden. But I did, peer out, and that's when I saw the shooter.
He wondered why the man in front of him on the 3rd floor was not hiding. The gunman shot him in the arm.
If the ambulance had gone another block one way or another, or if the paramedics had not worked wonders at the store, I probably would not have made it.
Wilson still remembers the December chill in the sun when a stretcher took him down the same steps the gunman had used minutes earlier.
That God would expect me to make a difference, no matter how small, in lives.
His arm, which he can no longer use to tie a tie or shake a hand, is a reminder he survived something horrible. To move forward, he started with forgiveness.
To lessen the burden that comes with being angry and being filled with hatred and being filled with vengeance.
And he continues to remember his co-workers who died. Janet Jorgensen.
Expected to go home at the end of her workday to her loving husband of 50 years. Maggie Webb, of course, was the new store manager. Angie Schuster was in the girls department, lovely. Diane Trent, a good friend of mine in my department, customer service. Gary Joy in the housekeeping department. Beverly Flynn, a seasonal gift wrapper.
2 customers also lost their lives, Gary Scharf and John McDonald.
We just go about our living expecting to have tomorrow, expecting to have forever, when in fact we have only today.
We do not know when our last today will come, but we can have hope for tomorrow.
A friend reached out to me after seeing a Facebook page for a nonprofit with a clever, cheeky name. I knit and was instantly intrigued by an organization focused on creating comfort and support for breast cancer patients. A quick Google search took me to a local yarn shop to learn more. Here's today's Your Family Now.
Laughter welcomes you at Imagine It Yarn Shop.
Well, either way, it's got to be dumped. Yeah.
A community of women sharing stories around a table, knitting needles in hand.
She sent me a letter back and she said they literally have changed her life.
These ladies aren't crafting for their grandchildren or shaping a scarf.
Have not kept track of how many we've given away. but it's been a lot.
They're knitting knockers.
They can pull fiberfill out or adjust them if they need to, because some women aren't even on each side or whatever.
Cheryl Block heard about the national nonprofit years ago and organized the local Knitted Knockers group. They work with donated time and materials to create breast prostheses. They knit 2 at a time, but if you don't need the twins, you can get just one. And these ladies have some fun. Different sizes, colors. They decorated this one.
They're totally free to anybody who wants them.
Over the past 3 years, these ladies have knitted hundreds of knitted knockers. They come in different cup sizes. Now, once they're done being knitted, they're filled just with this regular fiber fill here. These then fit in any regular bra.
I just think it's a very sweet idea. Women thinking about women.
Norma Morehouse had a mastectomy in the early 90s. She has a bowl full of breast prostheses. She displayed them like this just for us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is like air.
Yeah, that weighs nothing.
Yeah.
A prosthesis can be heavy, uncomfortable when it's hot, and pricey. Morehouse prefers the knitted knocker.
That it is light, it's airy, it's easily washable. When I wear that, I know that somebody cared enough and thought about that to sit down and take the time to make that for another woman, for a sister.
Some chemos just really kick your butt.
Pam Wendy is also a breast cancer survivor. She knits with this group every week and drops the finished products off at area clinics. They keep some at the shop, too.
I didn't lose my breast, but I can pay it forward to somebody else.
It's only fitting we mention the support here as they make memories over mammaries. Also looped into the work, a lot of love. It starts with these women.
We probably get as much out of it as the gals who get them on the other end.
And weaves through lives.
She said she finally feels like a woman again.
Far beyond this table.
I'm not saying that.
To learn more about the knitted knockers, including how to get involved in making them or getting one for yourself, we have links with this story on 3newsnow.com.
He's been called the human Etch-a-Sketch. An Avoca, Iowa man who lost his toddler son to cancer 9 years ago started running to deal with the pain.
Now he keeps running for his son and other children fighting cancer. In today's Your Family Now, we show you the path he's taking to inspire others.
Running was always there, and so it was my way of communicating with Armstrong. It was my time.
Many people run to clear their minds. Rick Zortman is constantly thinking as his feet hit the ground.
I've ran every letter in the alphabet. It took me a while to get Q, but I finally got Q.
He doesn't care about distance or speed. His steps follow a mapped path.
352 names so far.
Sheets of requested names.
Rit, Marilyn, Abel.
Many of them victims of pediatric cancer.
4, 5. So when my son got sick and he passed away, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Zortman's son Armstrong was a vivacious 3-year-old, a little boy who loved to run. A seizure led to the devastating discovery of brain cancer. And these words from a doctor.
I'm going to be blunt with you. You have 3 to 6 months left.
Months later, April 2009, Armstrong had become very sick. Another seizure sent him to the hospital.
By that time, the nurse had come in and said, he had passed away.
Zortman took that grief and turned to running.
It was my way of being like, okay, my time's with you. Let's have a little one-on-one conversation.
Just last year, he got a new idea. Spell out words with a running app that tracks his route.
September 1st came, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. First name, out of the box, it's going to be Armstrong.
Why stop there?
So while I'm running Armstrong's name, I'm thinking, I wonder how I can do this for other kids.
A human Etch-a-Sketch. Certain names work better horizontally, others diagonally. Some children are still fighting. Others won't have their names said out loud as often as they should. He wants to create a community.
My hope is that people realize that childhood cancer is a thing. and that people have gone through it.
By sharing the names on social media, he's mapping a path for parents who feel lost. By connecting them, raising awareness, and encouraging donations to fight pediatric cancer.
To be able to run and then to be able to keep going has meant a lot to me.
There is no guaranteed route in life, but we can plan our steps so we reach others.
He runs in Avoca most often, but this weekend he's running in Kansas for a young girl ahead of a marathon there. He'll also be running in the St. Jude's Half Marathon later this month. We have ways you can donate to that, as well as how to submit a name for him to run on our website, 3newsnow.com.